Greetings, everyone, and welcome to what I think is going to be a rather exciting episode of Marketing the Invisible. I'm Tom Poland, beaming out to you as always from the sunny Sunshine Coast here in Australia, joined today by Dionne Mejer. Dionne, very warm g'day from down under. Where are you hanging out?
Oh man, I wish I was with you. I am in Southern California, so Orange
Oh,
County, California in the US.
that's not too shabby. Whereabouts in Southern California?
We are in Aliso Viejo, so South Orange County,
Okay.
smack dab.
Um, what my favorite place in California is Encinitas, just
Man,
just north of. Oh my God, that's just such a great spot. I mean, so close to San Diego, not too far from LA, and you got the beach, and you've got cruisy cafes. It's like a seaside town that hasn't grown up yet. I really like that. So there's a hot tip for everyone in the US. Get your ass to Encinitas, California. It's a lovely spot. Um, so let's get back on track, Tom. So, folks, Dionne is she's got the thick end of 3 decades of sales experience, both as an executive and as a professional trainer. Her superpower, at the core, the DNA, the nucleus, is she's going to help you stop being that sort of perfectionist people pleaser type salesperson, and she's going to flip a switch so that you feel like you're doing sales with soul.
absolutely.
Her trademark term, not mine. Sales with soul, which I think in itself is an indicator that this could be something quite special. So what's the deal? So what's happened for our clients is conversions increase, uh, from inquiry to conversation, closing rates increase. You have quality conversations with people, not sort of just manipulative arm twisting conversations, but quality conversations with people, with humans. So confidence goes up for you or your sales team if you have a sales team. Appointments get set more often when we all know that it's getting the right eyeballs in front of you. That's 80% of the ball game right there. She's also the author of The Stepped Approach, which I love the sound of. Don't give me the whole bundle, just give me step by step by step. And she does a lot of speaking as well. So, and God, COVID's over, right? Well, the lockdowns at least. So Dionne, the title today is how to successfully attract your dream clients. So our time is going to start now. Dionne, question number one: who is your ideal client?
My ideal client are typically B2B organizations, about 80 million and under, working at a leadership level as well as working with teams that want to get better.
Thank you. And question two: what's the problem you solve?
The problem we're truly solving is employee engagement as well as lack of effective leadership and structure at the end of the day. It's always a leadership issue. It is very rarely not a leadership issue. So we're solving the problem of actually putting guidelines and guardrails on the road for people to follow and setting standards for organizations. And it
Right.
works every time and everybody up levels into it.
So you mentioned two things there right at the start of the answer to that question. One was leadership, and the other was structure. And so that structure, when you unpack that, that's the guardrails and the steps that you're talking about. Is that right?
100%. 100%. Yep.
Okay. So question three then is what's going on? So the person who hires you,
Mhm.
what's going on in their business? If you were on the walls of their office looking down, what are some of the things you would be seeing? What are some of the symptoms that you'd be seeing? Kind of tells you that this person needs to be looking for your solution.
Absolutely. So a lot of what we see is simply a lack of clarity. My background is B2B tech, SaaS, predominantly professional services. And as an example, a lot of times when organizations are struggling with having a quality conversation between the rep and their client and or prospect, and they're having a horrible discovery call, it can be better. Maybe they're doing a harbor tour of a demo of their platform instead of truly understanding the
Or,
client.
First of all, tapping into that conversation and finding out what their needs are, what they're struggling with, what solutions they're looking for before they do the demo, right?
100%.
Okay.
So what we're really seeing is my numbers are down, my clients aren't converting, we're seeing poor engagement, we're seeing poor conversion numbers, and we're seeing unhappy employees at the end of the day. That is what we're coming in to fix, one at the employee level and then two at the leadership level.
Okay, I got a curveball question for you. Because I think leaders, sales leaders listening to this will be going, yeah, tick, tick, tick. It's, a lot of them going to go, that sounds like us. But they will have tried stuff before. They will have had sales trainers in. They would have had, you know, given their representatives maybe some a guide software to work through with clients. But they're either not used or not listening. So you talked before about this really important word called structure.
Yeah.
So tell me what's different about, and we're talking about the likelihood of the team implementing your recommendations. So let's unpack the structure a little bit and say this is why um, Dionne Mejer's system might be different for you.
Mhm. Yes. So a lot of times what I'll do is in addition to doing a workshop and launching a workshop with a team, I then take the leader aside and walk that individual through everything we're doing. Number one. Number two, it's a lot of coaching, training, consulting, and therapy with the
Therapy.
sales because we're not doing a point in time solution. In
Right.
sales, we're harmonizing the tension of make my number today, but I also need to have pipeline for tomorrow. So that's really what we're harmonizing at the end of the day, Tom, is building the structure, building a playbook. So yes, training and up-leveling the team in addition to getting the leader to understand how to execute for today while also strategizing for tomorrow, helping them build out a future framework.
So, and how long is your typical engagement with a client then?
Yep, we'll engage either at a speaking or workshop level. I've also engaged with
Really
clients
sure.
in a 3 and 6 month engagement where
Yeah.
maybe we're onboarding a team or
Yeah.
having a boot camp
Uh,
again.
Yeah, and I think that's the point of difference that I was um, looking at is that ongoing structure. Sure, they might hire you to do an initial talk or initial training, but for the people that really want serious and a significant and long-lasting change, it's that longer-term engagement that's going to bring about those results. Um, because folks, you got to, as you know, you got to inspect what you expect. There's got to be milestones in place. There's got to be structures in place. There's got to be conversations happening about how it's going and so on. So this is a holistic and a complete package. It's not just done in one session.
Right.
Let's skip ahead to question 5. I'm going to ask you for a top tip that you can give salespeople and sales leaders. It's not going to solve the whole problem, but it might just take a step in the right direction. What's one action they could take?
Yeah. The one action that I would recommend and everybody loves, that was my hesitation, is everybody loves. I've done this for the last 20 years.
Big call.
Is give your team, actually, scratch that, involve your team in creating a team purpose statement.
So say it again. Involve your team in.
Creating a team purpose statement.
Yeah. Right, right, right. Yeah, this is transformational. I did this once with a sales team about 30 years ago, and it worked so well, I never did it again.
But that's it. And to your point, I've done that with organizations and
Yeah,
pre-COVID in the office. They hung it on a banner over the
exactly.
cubicle.
Exactly
They
what I
had
did. Yeah, I had it framed. Yeah. And,
because
and,
it
and we put it in the foyer of the office. So every time a rep walked through, they saw it. After a while, they get banner blindness. Folks, let me just underline this. Is such a great tip. For me, doing this, I had a lot of nervousness around it as a sales leader doing this because it felt like it was going to be clunky and artificial. People freaking loved it.
they love it every time.
Yeah. Okay,
Every
so that's a golden nugget takeaway. 30 seconds left. I better scamper. Give us a URL people can go to find out more about what you do, please.
Yep, absolutely. You're going to head over to revenue-bydesign.com.
And what will they find there that can dig into?
Yep. What we have for you today is a transformational worksheet. It sounds really heavy. It's literally 2 pages. Don't overthink it.
Yeah,
And there are 7 questions to think through for your structure and 5 for your leadership, as
I've,
well as some action
I've
points.
got it on the screen right now. We manage things, we lead people.
Yep.
Simple opt-in, Nice job. So that is, just to repeat the URL, revenue-bydesign.com. Thank you for that. Last question, 10 seconds left. I have cheated and paused it because I threw a few curveball questions at you here. Just to give you a little bit more time. What's the one question I should have asked you but didn't?
What's the typical feedback from the engagements we do?
And drum roll, what is it?
Our leaders tell us, oh gosh, I'm really not as good as what I thought I was good at. But they go, not as good at that as I thought I was.
Ah,
And their defenses are down because we're giving them a safe space to get better at something. We're giving them the words, right?
Right. So you're shining the spotlight on where they can improve, which
100%.
can make some of them feel a bit naked. Like,
Always.
but then you're giving them the opportunity, and I mean, until you create that awareness of their growth potential, shall we put it like that, or AKA where they suck.
Yeah. And
until they're aware of that, they've got an opportunity to improve it, right?
Always and absolutely. And to your point, as that your example was spot on, Tom, where leaders go, I feel weird doing a purpose statement. It feels really woohoo from like the go get up, very concrete, make a number. But again, people love it. And so giving awareness and
I was blown away both by how interested the team were in making a contribution. And I was also blown away by how proud they were of, we call it a charter, but it's the same thing. Dionne, big thanks for the interview. Appreciate it, folks. Please make sure you get your digital butt over to revenue-bydesign.com and download the Transforming Your Team guide. Dionne, thanks a lot.
Thank you, Tom. I appreciate it.
Thanks for checking out our Marketing the Invisible podcast. If you like what we're doing here, please head over to iTunes to subscribe, rate us, and leave us a review. It's very much appreciated. And if you want to generate 5 fresh leads in just 5 hours, then check out www.5hourchallenge.com.